Wagwan people, we end up back yet again with another video. In today's video, I'll be giving a preview to Chelsea's next game at home against Crystal Palace, which is tonight at 9:30 in the evening, South African Standard Time. Now, this is what I'm going to say. The time for Delulu is done. It is absolutely done. Oh, wait, before I get to that, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. You enjoyed spending time with your family, right? You had good food to eat and all that good stuff, right? Now, the time for Delulu is done in terms of Chelsea Football Club. What I mean by that is, in previous previews, even though I wasn't feeling too confident that we'll get a result, I would come on the platform and I would say, oh, I think we can get a 2-1 win, or just finesse a 2-1 win, or 1-0, or whatever it may be, right? I would come on with that kind of confidence, right? Which was slightly false, if I'm being honest, right? But now it's time to be 100% honest with ourselves in terms of where we stand. With this London derby against Palace tonight, I don't think it's looking good, bro. I really, really don't think it's looking good. In fact, I think that this is the type of fixture that is tailor made for a team like Crystal Palace to win. What I mean by that is that they need these points, bro. They need these points more than us if you look at the table, right? We've fallen into 11th, if I'm not mistaken. I checked the league table yesterday. We're 11th now with 22 points. They are 15th with 18 points, right? So they are just 4 points behind us. However, the problem for them is they are only 3 points above the relegation zone, right? Luton are 18th with around 15 points, right? So they're only 3 points ahead of Luton, right? And if they don't win games and teams like Luton, Burnley, they win their games, right? That means that Palace risk falling into the relegation zone, right? As for us, if we were to win this game, we get back to 25 points and we'll go back into 10th above Bournemouth, right? So there's not that much in it for us. Whereas for them, three points tonight means closer to safety, right? Which I'm sure they really, really want. They want to stay in the Premier League. Which is why I feel like for some reason we are gonna be Charity FC. We're gonna be generous to them, give them the 3 points, right? Even though we also need the 3 points ourselves, if we're being honest. Now, when I'm looking at this game, it looks like the type of game where Chelsea right now are a wounded lion in the savannah, right? Cuts all over the body, bleeding, right? And Crystal Palace are an eagle flying up above, right? Seeing if it can get a quick, easy meal. I feel as though if we do not play well tonight and Crystal Palace do not beat us, then maybe they don't deserve to be in this big boy Premier League. Because at that point, if we don't play well, we play like how we've been playing over the last few games, right? In fact, all month. If we play how we've played all month and they don't beat us, they lack killer instinct. And for that, maybe you don't deserve to be in the big boy Premier League. Maybe you need to go back to the Championship, rediscover a little bit of oomph, and then come back, you know? So I'm not very confident about our chances tonight. On top of that, there's issues within the team in terms of the coaching side and the player side. Player side, number one goalkeeper Robert Sanchez out, right? Kukurea at left back, right? Who had a resurgence at left back, he's out until at least February, right? You look at right back, yes, we've got Malo Gusto, but the someone who's supposed to be the main man, our club captain, Reece James, he's out, right? You look at Thiago Silva and Benoit Badeshile, right? And Disasi as well. Making mistakes, bro, right? Slipping up when they don't need to, right? And the kind of mistakes that are dangerous because they make them near our goal, right? Then you look at the midfield. Enzo Fernandez out with a hernia injury, right? And a hernia injury, for those who don't know, is an injury where an organ, right, is pushing through the muscular wall, right, around the abdomen area or the groin area, right? So that's what he's got at the minute, right? And from what I've heard, for him, it's the groin area, which must be very, very painful. So may he get well soon. Then you look at Moises Caicedo, for example. he was ill. He couldn't play against Wolves the other day, 3 days ago, right? So is he going to be 100%? There's doubts over that. Leslie Gochukwu, who played against Wolves, right? He had been injured and now he's injured again, right? Then moving forward, Cole Palmer out because he's accumulated too many yellow cards this season. Then you look at someone like Sterling, who is also out because he's accumulated too many yellow cards this season. Problems all around, bro. You look at someone like Nicholas Jackson, his ball control needs work. I don't think that's something that a coach needs to help a player with at the age of 22. I feel like a player needs to have good ball control at the age of 22 and they shouldn't need help from their coach. But Jackson might need help from his coach with his ball control. Then you look at Broja. He's not ready for this level, bro. He's not ready for this level, and it's not even his fault because he went out on loan, right, to Vitesse in the Dutch Eredivisie, which is not a very strong league, right? It's a one-team league, really, right? Until recently, and he did well out there. Okay, cool. Then he went to Southampton. I think he played 32 games and only scored around 6 goals. That kind of record, does that to you scream this player is someone who should be a starting striker in a Premier League club? It doesn't scream that to me. I feel like he needs to go out on loan and get more experience elsewhere before he's ready for the big boy Premier League, right? And in terms of when I'm saying he's not ready or he lacks this, he lacks that, I don't even think it's his fault. We've thrown him into the deep end way too early, you know? So from a player perspective, we have all those types of issues, right? Oh wait, left back as well, Levi Colwill. He's one-on-one defending in wide areas, leaves a lot to be desired, right? And then going forward, he does what he can, but he's not a left back. He's a center back. So you're asking him to do something that's not really his job. He's not really going to do it as well as you'd like him to do it, unfortunately. So on the player side, we have all those issues, right? Then on the coaching side, you look at what Mauricio Pochettino and his staff are trying to do, and you don't see much player development, right, all season. If you look to certain players who've actually genuinely developed the season, you're looking at a Gallagher, right? He's really developed the season. Kukureya, I would say, and Mudryk a little bit. He still hasn't had that concrete breakthrough, but there's been a little bit of development there. So out of the entire squad, only 3 of our players we can see genuine development and growth in. That's not good enough from the coaching staff, you see. So if I'm Roy Hodgson and Crystal Palace, I am coming to feast on Chelsea, bro. I'm coming to collect 3 points at Stamford Bridge. That's what I would do personally if I were him. Now, even with that said, I'm going to now introduce a lineup which I think could maybe do something, but we'll see. In goal, I would go Petrovic, right? He's been good ever since he's had to fill in for Robert Sanchez. I feel like a lot of the goals that he has conceded have not been really his fault. There's nothing much he can do about them. But when he's been tested, he's done a good job. So shout out to him. Right back, Malo Gusto. No doubt about it in my mind. Malo Gusto for sure. Right centre back, I'll go with Thiago Silva. Left centre back, I'll go with Beno Badiashile, right? Now, they have become mistake prone recently, right? And a combination of Silva and Disasi is also mistake prone. The reason I choose to play Badiashile is that I just think that he is better than Disasi. That's the only reason why he's starting this game over Disasi. Left back, I would go with Ian Maatsen. I'm not going to lie. This thing of Colwood at left back, this experiment, it's not working, bro. I understand that Maatsen hasn't had a lot of game time this season, right? He might not be as sharp as he possibly can be, but give him a chance, bro. Let's just give him a chance, you know? The season is right off anyway, so let's just see what we've got. You know, we haven't been using him. It's not like he's had 10 million chances. Give him one chance and let's see what he can do. In the midfield pivot, I would go with... What would I go with? I would go with Conor Gallagher and Moises Caicedo. I hope Caicedo will be fit enough to play after his illness on Christmas Eve. Um, the three players in front of them in the number 10 role, attacking midfielder, I'm going with Christopher Nkunku. I think we have to ask him to play because we're short of options up front, really, with Palmer's suspension as well as Sterling's suspension. So Christopher Nkunku, we're gonna ask you to play this game. He scored against Wolves, and I think he was the only positive from that game. One of very few positives from that game. So he starts in the number 10 role. On the left, I'm going with Mudryk, right? Sterling is out, so there's no competition for that spot. Mudryk gets it immediately. And on the right, Palmer is out. So who do we turn to? We'll turn to Noni Madueke and hope that he delivers. You know what I'm saying? Then up top, I would go with Nicholas Jackson. And that's the team that I would go with to try to do something against this Palace team. I'm not confident that we will, but hey man, that's the team that I think is most capable of doing something. Now, I hope that Chelsea just perform really well and they prove me wrong, right? Because I don't really see us playing very well, right? But I just hope that they prove me wrong, they shock me, right? And after this game, if they were to do that, they genuinely change. I don't want to see one good performance now and then three bad performances to follow. I just want a good performance and we keep up that kind of momentum and energy instead of this thing of the fans continuously thinking that this team have finally changed and then they revert back to default settings. So yeah, that's the match preview, guys. I've got to get editing with this and then uploading before work. So yeah, I'll see you soon, and until next time, peace.